7th, 2025. Schedule and notice of said meetings has been posted at the interior window of the school administrative offices, mailed to the Retrospect and Courier Post, and filed with the clerk of Oaklyn. All the foregoing has been done within the time required by law in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. And roll call.
Mr. DeMarco?
Here.
Mrs. Love?
Here.
Mr. McMillan?
Here.
Mrs. Rotondo?
Here.
Mr. Schaefer?
Here.
Mr. Stotts?
Here.
Mr. Tavy?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. No executive session today, so we're going to move on to item 3.01, which is our presentation for tonight, the Taxpayer's Guide to Educational Spending.
I'm going to do it from here if that's okay, because I got my microphone and I could just turn around. The entire Excel workbook for all of this data is attached to the board agenda. In board docs for you guys, I just took out some slides, like what I consider the most important slides and the ones that everybody talk about when we're working on our budget. So what is the Taxpayer's Guide to Education Spending? It's an annual publication that comes out that Trenton updates once audits and budgets are done. And it compares all the 600 plus school districts, but it compares them not only on a state average, but it groups them with your peers. So we have some school districts that are just elementary, like Oaklyn, right? But then they break it out by enrollment group. So Oaklyn's is, K to 5 up to 600 kids, and then they go like K to 12 and all the way up to regionals. So when I get into the indicators, I'll explain, but when you're ranked, you're not ranked out of the 600 school districts, you're ranked within your peer group. And of our peer group, there's 74 school districts. And all of this data is on the Department of Ed's website. I just go in and call out the Oaklyn and Collingswood data so that I can just update these spreadsheets every year, because it's just good information for the board and the communities to know kind of, how much it's costing to educate children on a per pupil basis, how much it costs for administrators, for instance, like things that like you see in the paper all the time. This is where they get that information, right? The people in the paper go here. Oop, I went too far. So the first slide I have for you here is the total cost per pupil and total classroom instruction. So indicator 1, so what it shows here, I give you guys 3 years of data. So as soon as it's updated for 2025, 2022 will drop off. So for the 2022 school year, we were ranked 34. So we're in the middle of the road for total cost per pupil. In 2023, we were 37, still kind of middle of the road, and in 2024, we were 33. So we're right in the middle. We're not the cheapest, but we're not the most expensive. We're right flat in the middle.
That 2122 is a typo, right? It's 1730?
Yes, it is. Should be 17.3. Thank you. And then total classroom instruction, same thing. So in 22, Oaklyn was ranked 31. Okay, 2023, 33, and 2024, 34. So basically, and then the very last percentage, you see 59.6% of that cost per pupil is salary and benefits, okay? Which it should be. Okay. The next indicator I pull out is total support services. So when Trenton calls this information, it's hard for the layman to understand what these indicators, like what makes them up, right? It's easy to say cost per pupil, everybody knows what that is. But this specific indicator, support services, these are all these things that we provide to children that are not teaching. So your nurse, right? Any guidance services, child study team services, that kind of stuff. Library services, that's all the extras, okay, that are not in-class instruction teaching. So for 2022, we were 49. 2023, we were 52, and in 2023-24, we were 39, okay, out of our peer group. The next one, this is the one that the papers like to go and see how much everybody's spending on administrators. So I do like to pull this information out. And oddly enough, when we're audited every year, this is an indicator where I have to fill out a questionnaire with the auditor, and I have to verify our administrative costs, and I have to verify our legal service. Like, I have to actually go, that's why I do this every year. I actually have to go to the indicator, check it, and I have to sign something certifying that, you know, my number's my number. So in 2022, we were ranked 25th in our peer group for total administrative costs, so pretty low. 2023, we were 23rd, and 2024, we were 24. And the state average in 23-24 per pupil for the cost of admin is $1,815. We're $1,830. But again, our denominator is so small, okay? And then the second indicator on the slide is legal services. For some reason, the state, I don't know, they just want to call out legal services separately, even though it's part of admin. So in 2022, we were ranked 11. 23, we were ranked 40. And in 24, we were ranked 8. So we're very low on legal services. We really don't use our attorneys very much, just for, like, if we're any out-of-district disputes or something like that, but we're not heavily reliant. Usually, Dr. McDowell or myself can usually figure out the questions that the board members are asking with regards to policy, just by, you know, checking code by ourselves.
And just to make sure I understand that, if we're eighth out of the total, I'm sorry, we're eighth out of the total for that group, that cohort, that sounds like we're near the top, not the bottom.
It's ranked lowest to highest.
Wow, so are they all ranked the same way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how the comparative spending guide works. They rank low to high within your peer group, so we're low.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just how Trenton does it. Remember, I think it was at the admin retreat where I was saying, like, they could actually do the same exact thing with testing data that I'm doing now, but they just don't. Just putting it out there in the universe, but they should. I mean, if I, you know what I mean, they publish this, they should be able to publish testing data in a similar format. Just saying, folks. The next one, I like to put this in there because it is very important that we keep our buildings safe, clean, secure, and it's getting more expensive to do so. So this is the indicator has to do with how much we spend on our operations and maintenance of our physical plant, basically our school building. So in 2022, we were ranked 25th. 2023, 13, and 2024, we were ranked 20. And again, that's out of our peer group. And this is a big one because this number just keeps getting bigger, and it doesn't look like much is being done, because I know the state health benefits plan is struggling, but this is the cost of benefits. So I know it's skyrocketing, and there's really no end in sight. But this indicator just shows you the percentage of benefits to salaries. Okay, so for 2022, we were 33.2% for the cost of benefits, and the state average was 31.4. So we're not too far off the state average. In 2023, the state average was 32.7 for the cost of benefits. We were 32.4. And then 2023-24, the state average is 36.6, and we were at 38%. So it's the cost of prescription. It's killing everybody, but I put that on there because I think some people it's the biggest line item. Apart from salaries, it's our biggest line item, and it's the one that we struggle to control because we have no control. But I wanted to publish this information and get it out there so people understand this is what we're struggling with. And I believe that's it for the slides. Every indicator, there's 16 of them, are attached into the Finance, Buildings, and Grounds Committee section. I just wanted to call out the ones that I look at when I'm doing budget development, and it helps you guys to understand if, during budget, if people want to know how much we're spending or whatever, it just gives you guys the information. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Coleman. Moving on to item 4, is Committee of the Whole. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
All right, we are now in Committee of the Whole for board member topics. Just a couple general updates on my end before we get started. The draft for our board goals from our retreat, I guess, was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks? Last week? 2 weeks? Sent that out, shared with everybody, so I wanted to talk about those a little bit, get some feedback on that. The presenter, Dr. Banlow, put it together for us. OEA negotiations has been a topic of late, so if anybody on the board is willing and able to be on the negotiations committee for the board, please let me know. And lastly, we have some board vacancies coming our way in the November election. So again, if we have anyone out there who is interested in running as a write-in candidate, please, board members, please share, and community members out there, feel free to reach out to someone on the board if you're interested in running as a run-in candidate. So I'll turn over the board if we want to start with our board goals from our retreat. Any feedback or thoughts, changes, edits on those?
Has everybody had a chance to look at what was attached to the board agenda that Dr. Banlow sent over? Okay. I hear nothing.
All right. Yeah.
Everybody's good?
Yeah. I think the bigger question is, what steps we want to take as a board next in terms of putting together the action plan and things we want to do to accomplish those goals. One piece that came up during the retreat was for us to meet briefly prior to the opening of the public session each month to do some planning with that. Another thought could be to kind of restructure our committee meetings in terms of time a little bit and build some time into committees to do some action planning there. And then Dr. Banlow did share like a template for us to kind of fill out and plug in what we wanted to work on.
Rich, would you, just for the record, would you be willing to just kind of spill out what the 3 goals that we discussed were really very briefly, just for the public?
Yeah, absolutely. So goal number 1, as it was written, is refine the Board of Education Committee reporting process to ensure efficient flow of information, reduce redundancy in full board discussions, and promote informed decision-making across the whole board. So really talks about communication within the board and amongst the board, particularly in regards to committee updates. Goal 2, dedicate specific time each month for some team-building exercises and/or collaborative problem-solving sessions, which the action planning could be part of, to strengthen board effectiveness in supporting academic success of all students in Oaklyn. And then goal number 3, increase in community engagement and foster inter-district collaboration to build partnerships, share resources, and enhance educational opportunities for our students. Any thoughts on opportunities to do some planning as a team to put some activities or actions into place?
What did we talk about? We talked about doing like something quarterly? It wasn't a monthly, like having an extra additional hour quarterly or something to do?
Yeah, we talked about spreading it out. I think, initially it might be a little bit more work up front because we kind of got to establish everything, but once we have that initial guidelines in place for us, then yeah, we could do quarterly. We could, for example, once a quarter, lengthen our committee meetings and, kick ideas around there, or, in regards to the team building. And Dr. Banlow did share, I forget the district, she sent it in an email that does some team building and activities like that prior to the start. Was that what it was? Yeah, prior to the start of the public session. So we could always, I can always reach out to someone there and see what it is that they're doing exactly as well.
I think prior to the public session might be neater, because then if we dedicate lengthening committee, how are the separate committees going to meet and then return? Because we can't all be there for the committee portion of it. So I think, and it's going to promote attendance too. If it's either the night of committee or the night of the board, we all pretty much plan on being open for this. So I don't want to speak for the group. I mean, for me, it's not an imposition to get here earlier. I'd prefer earlier personally, as opposed to later. But, yeah, I actually think it's neater and a little bit more organized if we do it prior.
I do like the idea of having everybody together to do it, so I definitely agree with you there. We would just need somebody really strict to be the timekeeper, because half hour goes fast. I'll have to,
I could do that.
maybe, there we go, you're hired. Maybe over the next 3 board meetings, maybe next month, we just focus on goal number 1, come half hour early, talk about some ideas for that, and then goal 2, and then goal 3, which would, I don't remember, would kind of take us right up to the winter and reorg at that point, which we kind of wanted to have those goals in place for any new folks who were coming on board at that point anyway, so that's definitely a route we can take there. All right. Yeah, if everybody's in agreement, then I'll start to map that out and send out some updates to everybody. All right. Any other updates for the committee of the whole?
I do have one thing. Sorry about that. I had someone approach me recently in the community who has a child in the pre-K program who really expressed an interest in starting up like a Boy Scout, Girl Scouts troop here and using the space in the school. So he wanted, to see if that was something feasible that we could do. And I'm just bringing it to the board. I said, he seemed to think this was a nice central location. It would be for boys and girls, not just Boy Scouts of America. And I know that there really hasn't been a ton of troops locally, especially in Oakland. I know when my son was younger, I was looking, and they were kind of few and far between in the area. So I'm just bringing that to the board, just to say that there's this interest in the community to perhaps do that here.
I got one more thing regarding the open seats for this year's election. How many are there, and what can we do as a board and other community members to, urge someone else to run for the run-ins? Like back in the COVID days, I said something, but that's when I was on social media. But Therese reached out to me directly and was like, "Hey, can you run for school board?" And I was flattered. I was like, "Oh my God, that's great!" Somebody believes in me to do something, so I think, there's definitely people willing to do that and step into that position, but they have to be told that, right? So if we're, this is being recorded on YouTube, but not a lot of people watch that, but if there's another way, to get the community involved in that. So ultimately the question was, how many seats are going to be open and what can we do?
We have 2 seats open. And at this point, it would probably, if anybody wanted to do it, it would be a write-in campaign, because usually when you have vacancies, that's what they do. They look to see if there's a lot of write-ins, and then they offer the seat to the people with the highest number of write-ins. So that'd probably be the easiest. I would probably maybe reach out to the PTA to see if they can spread the word that we have a vacancy. I know they have their own presence in the school, and then they can reach out to a lot of families. But yeah, that's where I would start.
I think word of mouth, maybe we put out a little blurb on Oakland Family News. A lot of people seem to go on that page. Just in regards to the write-ins, because, if you look at the results, every year there's a couple of random write-ins that get like 3 votes, and they could potentially win in a situation like this. So, then, as Beth Ann and I discussed earlier, right, the county would then...
And what I would probably do, if you're having conversations with people, or if you're going through the PTA, I would encourage people to go to New Jersey School Board's website to make sure that they're eligible to run.
Yeah.
18 years old, right, 18 years old or more, and you have to live in town for at least a year. Okay, because I know a lot of people are new moving in, but you have to be here at least a year. Okay, so those are the requirements.
Yeah, so what happens then is then the county themselves reach out to the writing candidates, right, to confirm that they would accept the candidacy?
Yes, back in the day, I would have to do it, but I believe it's all handled by the, probably the county clerk's office. I would just get like a letter of the people, like, basically who won.
Yeah, the eligibility piece is definitely something to keep in mind. We've had folks in the past who have wanted to run, but then, one in particular I'm thinking of, and then they didn't live in Oakland for a year, so they were unable to, yeah. All right. Any other thoughts for committee of the whole? All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn committee of the whole?
So moved.
Second.
Sorry.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Closing out committee of the whole. Moving on to item 5, future dates and miscellaneous information. Upcoming events are outlined there. First day of school, September 4th, and that is an early dismissal. Moving on to, do I need to approve that? Or is that? No. Right. Moving on to item 6, routine board business. Looking for a motion to approve minutes from August 5th, or June 17th, and then the board retreat on August 5th. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And moving on to item 7, this is our first public comment section for the evening. All participants are reminded to stand, state your name and address, and keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. The purpose for this public comment section is to discuss items listed on the agenda. Additional more general comments may be made later on in the meeting. During the second public comment section, public's reminded attempts to resolve all concerns and complaints should go through appropriate staff members or administrators. Any public comment from out there? Nope. All right. Hearing none, we will move on to the superintendent's report.
Good evening, everybody. Section 8 includes the enrollment report. June of 2024, enrollment was 267. June of 2025 is 273. 8.02 is the school safety drill report, and that is attached. And 03 and 04, there is nothing to report. This morning, we had our second administrative retreat, which helps our school leaders. They all come together. We begin to set the academic agenda for the year. We provide resources. We redistribute our continuous improvement guides, our academic calendars, specific dates, objectives for the school improvement plans that schools will be working on, and then making sure that schools are supported in terms of opening day, whether that be facilities, ordering of materials, and so forth. Leaders had the opportunity to reflect on the previous academic year with their choices and some of the student performance. And so, of note, one of the things that we are extremely proud of is that in Oaklyn, we focused on math instruction. and we saw significant improvements in math proficiency, both in Oaklyn as well as the middle school and the high school. And so that data will be presented publicly in early October. But we are extremely proud of the work that our staff continues to do here in this building. We made math a focus, and they got it done. And that is large in part to the leadership of Oaklyn, from Ms. Bolden and Ms. Soloway, and the tremendous work of the teachers who took it upon themselves, based on the schedule that was co-constructed by admin and teachers, to add additional time to our fifth grade cohort, and then make sure that they embedded a math focus school-wide. And so what we have been able to do academically is we've been able to sustain a continued trajectory of academic growth in both literacy and math, but we saw a pretty significant increase in math proficiency from last year to this year. I remember this time last year, we were having very different conversations because the universal screeners that we were using were not directly aligned, and they were not giving our teachers accurate information. And so we piloted a new universal screener this year, and in part, we saw a pretty significant jump in achievement. And so we'll be gladly sharing that very, very soon. In addition to getting ready for opening day, and so opening day for our staff is September 2nd, and so we will have all faculty and staff for all schools in the auditorium at the middle school. We will come together, we will laugh, cheer, clap out some of our folks for the accomplishments that they did during the previous year in preparation for the upcoming year. We will set the academic agenda, goals and priorities, many of which are going to be very similar to the current year in terms of our key performance indicators, as well as school culture. And so that's going to be the through line. How does school culture support academics, and how does academics reflect school culture? And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. McDowell. Moving on to item 9, Business Administrator, Board Secretary's report.
All right, it's been a very busy summer, but the audit has been complete. So tonight, I do have the final June financial statements as well as the July financial statements. So the budget year has been closed and we are up and running. So 9.01 is a listing of the budget transfers for the months of June and July. 9.02 is the your financial statements, your board secretary's report and cash reports for June and July. 9.03 is a listing of the purchase orders issued for the month of July. And 9.04 is a listing of the warrants that will be paid tomorrow morning pending approval this evening.
All right, moving on to item 10, Finance, Buildings, and Grounds Committee.
Do it, you do Teresa's, or
Sure.
do you want to do the whole thing? I feel like I'm going to do it the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take this and Rich will take Teresa's report. So items 10.01 through 10.06 are those items that I just mentioned, your financial statements, warrant, and purchase order approvals. 10.07 is I've updated the Business Office Standard Operating Procedures Manual for both Collingswood and Oaklyn. And further down is the explanation why, but basically the state, every so many years, the treasurer and the governor, they have the ability to raise your bid amount if you have a qualified purchasing agent, which I am. So the old purchasing manual referenced the old bid amount. So I changed all the documentation in our operating procedures. 10.08 is your budget development calendar, which every month of the year, starting in July, shows what we are doing to build a comprehensive budget for Oaklyn. 10.09 is approving our IDEA grant. Luckily, we did not get cut. 10.10 is approving our ESEA grant acceptance. And that's our Title I, Title II, Title IV, Title III. 10.11, and I apologize for this was approved in June. And I sent the application packet to Trenton. This is your food service management company. We went out for RFP and did the whole thing, and I have to send everything to Trenton electronically for approval. They didn't like my board resolution because I was missing a couple words. So I have to reapprove it. So you've seen this before. I just added the last little blurb there about the scoring rubric in the form. So just reapproving that so I can send this off to Trenton and finally get approved. 10.12 is that item that I previously mentioned. That's the raising of the bid limit up to $53,000, and that also changes my quote amount. So any purchase over $79.50, we would need to get quotes, but it gives us a lot of leeway in between. 10.13 is just approving, it's an agreement with Gloucester County Special Services. It's their CREST program, so any children we send there and they need various professional services like OT, PT, auditory, the fees are attached. 10.14 is approving Para Plus translators, and that's somebody to come in and do translation service on an as-needed basis. We usually mostly use that for child studying for IEPs so they can communicate with the parents. 10.15 is use of facility for Panthers basketball. 10.16 is Oaklyn Cougars football. And 17 is the soccer club, and the last one, Little League, 10.18. So approval of items 10.01 through 10.18.
Do we have a motion to approve these items? So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? I had a couple updates to share. Just find that. Now, for the use of facilities request, there were some items that were outstanding during committee, insurance certificates. Is that?
Yes, I believe it's been remedied. Yeah, they were late getting the paperwork to the board, but they wanted to start their program like this week or last week.
Yeah.
I told them they couldn't start until we had board approval. But yeah, they had to get their insurance certificate updated.
Okay. And then just two discussion points we had during committee as well. I think it was our last board meeting, we mentioned growing partnership with the Oaklyn Fire Department, which is continuing, and will include some ongoing formal training for our firefighters in the building, so that should there be any type of emergency, they have a real solid understanding of the facilities and the layout and that type of thing. So that has continued. And our railing on the ramp, good to go. Yeah, that has been installed, so we're rocking and rolling there. Any other comments or questions on, for finance, buildings, and grounds?
You know, on the soccer request, there was no certificate of insurance attached, and I don't see it in here now. Has that been received?
I'll go through the file. I have everything right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, soccer was missing the insurance piece, and then Little League was a little bit late, but they made it onto the agenda, so, yeah.
Rich, you mentioned the training for the firefighters to kind of have a better layout or understanding of the layout of the facility, which is great. Made me think of another kind of question. Do police, are they in any training, or do we have any update in terms, I mean, God forbid that they should, ever have to be here and kind of know the ins and outs and layout of the building? Do we have any knowledge or update in terms of police training to go along with the firefighting training?
Yeah.
Or at least maybe we can inquire about that?
Yeah. Anything, Dr. McDowell, on that front? I know they'll do, in my experience, the PD will come in and do drills and things within the school. We did ours in Belmar where I work, over the summer. They were just in last week or the week before for some training, had the opportunity to tour the building, do some drills. I don't know if we've done that in the past here, but it's certainly something we could do.
I can reach out to him. Yeah, I can send a message.
Thank you.
They'll get it.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
What happened on the certificate of insurance?
It's not in my folder, but I'll check with my secretary.
It's not in your folder.
It's not in the folder that
As
was
far as we
handed.
know, it doesn't exist at this point.
I believe my understanding was they were getting it. They sent a screenshot of where they were in the queue with their insurance company as far as like having it issued, but I don't know if it came across the fax machine today, because we were in retreat. But I'll check tomorrow.
Okay, there is,
It's usually not a problem. They usually get it.
correct, it's usually a pretty simple thing, but
Yeah.
it's missing.
I understand. But it's also, people were rushing to get their paperwork in. They wanted to start their program. It was in August. We did tell them they had a deadline to get it in. They submitted what they had, because we didn't want to harm the children. So now, if you don't want to approve it, then I tell them we don't start the program. That's kind of where, and that's what they were told, either get your paperwork in or don't start. So all the organizations that rush at the last minute to get their stuff in, we told them, you can't start until you have board approval, and I need a complete packet. But that insurance certificate is not in my folder, so if we vote to not approve them, they just won't start until September.
So there's no other option, like if we abstain or push that off, it has to go until the next board meeting? It can't go through?
Yes. We can vote yes pending insurance certificate, but we usually always get we usually get insurance certificates.
Like a conditional approval,
Yeah. Right, and they were all warned that I needed complete packets, because some of them was like the day that we were building actually the day of the committee, some of the stuff was coming in, so. Yeah, so we usually get it, so if you want to vote no, or if you want to vote, pending insurance, that's fine, but I can follow up with
Yeah,
Mr. Smesi tomorrow. I don't know if do you know if we got it?
I didn't receive it.
Yeah, okay.
We're doing it, so
Yeah, we're just waiting.
that's how quickly they...
Okay, we have
Right.
systems and procedures in place, and we go to great lengths to put all this stuff in black and white.
I understand.
It happens
So-
every year, and if they don't...
So then we don't do it, we just tell Oakland Soccer they don't have soccer.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Okay, then vote no. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at.
It's there to protect Oakland School District.
I understand what it's there for. I do,
Okay.
thank you.
I'm just looking at the start dates there, so that it's
August.
August, yeah.
I think they want to start this week.
Gotcha.
Practice, I don't think we play start until Saturday and Sunday after.
It says August to November. That's what it says on here.
They want to have practice.
We asked them for an insurance certificate and a schedule. We actually asked them for a schedule as too, right, John? And I don't think we got a schedule from them either. So, again, we can vote now, they just won't have soccer. I mean, it is what it is.
All right, on the roll call.
Mr. DeMarco,
Yes.
Mrs. Love.
Yes.
Sorry, I felt like my microphone just, okay. Mr. McMillan,
Yes, except for 1017, pending the certificate of insurance and schedule from the Oaklyn Collingswood Soccer Club.
sorry, I'm taking notes. Okay, Mrs. Redondo, sorry.
Yes for everything, 1017, pending them furnishing us the schedule and the
Yep.
insurance.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes, but pending insurance on item 10.17.
Mr. Stotts?
I want to explain my position a little bit first in that I was one of 5 individuals that founded Collingswood Oakland Soccer Club back around 1980. So it's near and dear to my heart. It's not something I forget about. But again, our systems and procedures are in place to protect the school district of Oakland. If it doesn't make any difference, we shouldn't worry about anything. We're going to get a certificate, or we're going to have an opportunity to review the certificate before we say yes. The fact that he sends a certificate in, if it's ABC Insurance Company or Joe's Insurance Company, that doesn't mean anything. It's only a piece of paper. We should make sure that it's with an adequate...
I do it every time. I make sure it's an additional assured and they have the minimum required by law.
Yes, that's part. What I'm telling you, the name of the insurance company, if it's Prudential Insurance Company, it's a name that's well understood and it's a financially sound company. If it's Joe's Insurance Company, you still got the same piece of paper, you still got the same additional insured, and the piece of paper is probably worthless. So if you're checking the ratings of the insurance companies, that's great. But if you're not, we're
So you're now asking me to add checking the ratings of all the insurance companies?
No,
To the facility building request forms?
my vote is no.
I'm just asking.
But you guys obviously don't care about it, so whatever you want.
Well, we're trying to do what's best for children and let them have a soccer program. So I voted in favor of doing what was best for the kids of Oaklyn, but you can vote now. Feel
Let's move
free.
forward with the vote.
I just did.
Okay.
Actually, you didn't. You said you wanted to explain yourself first. I don't have a vote.
I did, and then I said no.
Okay.
Which has nothing to do with the kids of Oaklyn.
Mr. Tavy?
I guess for all items, no on 10.17. Moving on to item 11, Curriculum and Personnel Committee. Mr. Schaefer.
All right, good evening, everyone. So, item 11.01, we're looking to approve the pre-K to 5 curriculum, which is aligned, of course, with the New Jersey Student Learning Standards for the 25-26 school year, and you can see all the courses listed there for preschool and elementary, as well as the modified curriculum and the curriculum crosswalks, which are some additional curricula that are infused at points in the school year. Item 11.02, so there was we're looking to approve the revised 25-26 calendar. It's a minor change just to the, I believe it was the drop-off time for middle school students, so that has been corrected. There were no changes to the days or the dates or anything like that, just the correct drop-off time. I believe it was for middle school, so we're seeking to approve that correction that was made there. Item 11.03, looking to approve the affirmative action team, sorry about that, looking to affirm the comprehensive equity plan as needed, which allows the affirmative action team to conduct the needs of assessment and develop the plan. Item 11.04 is the actual 25-26 comprehensive equity plan that we're looking for approval on. Item 11.05, hopefully something we never need, but it's to approve the virtual emergency closure plans. So we need to have them in place, but let's hope we never see them. Item 11.06, we're looking to enter into contract with the New Jersey Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired to provide services during the 25-26 school year from September 1st through June 30th for the following students there that are listed, as well as the cost per student. Item 11.07, we're looking to issue a contract to Caitlin Lynch, resource teacher at BA Step 3, effective for the 25-26 school year. Item 11.08, we're seeking approval for a contract to Ashley Guarino, 4th grade teacher, BA Step 1, for the 25-26 school year. Item 11.09, we're seeking approval to issue a contract for Samantha Koshi, kindergarten teacher, BA Step 2, for the 25-26 school year. And 11.10, approval to issue a contract to Carly McMenamin, second grade teacher, master's step 5, effective for the 25-26 school year. Item 11.11, we're seeking approval to issue a contract to Jennifer Obeda, special education support teacher and kindergarten LAT teacher, BA step 5, prorated effective January 1 through June 30th. Item 11.12, we're looking to approve the following substitutes for the 25-26 school year. Item 11.13, we're looking to approve the following voluntary staff transfers, which are listed there for you. There are 4 transfers that are happening. Item 11.14, looking to approve the following subs and tutors. Should be a familiar name to you there. And there are no travel expenses at this time, so we are seeking approval on items 11.01 through 11.15.
All right, do we have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All right. On to comments and questions, just some updates from committee, for the board and community. Just in regards to the middle school start time, for those who might not be aware, previously, start time did not allow for students to have a lunch or a breakfast period. It was just kind of grab and go and shove it down your gullet. So This will allow the students to have a little bit of time to start their day in a calmer fashion and have a good kickoff for the day. I just wanted to give a shout out to Ms. Bolden. Have a lot of new hires on there, many of which are both dual certified, meaning they have certified to teach both general education and special education. It's a great thing to have in our toolbox here in our school, so really exciting. And then just a couple of quick updates on instruction that was discussed. Fourth grade this year will be embarking on a new initiative by departmentalizing. Fifth grade has done it in the past and it's worked out quite well. So fourth grade will be following their lead, where one teacher will focus solely on reading, one solely on math. And to that end, last year, as Dr. McDowell mentioned, we rolled out the NWEA MAP benchmark assessments for math. And so seeing how effective that was, this year we'll be rolling it out for reading as well. So we'll have some benchmark data there, in addition to the doubles data that we've been collecting, and we'll see some updates on that in the winter, long before state testing, which will be good. Yeah, any other comments or questions for the Curriculum and Personnel Committee? All right, on a roll call.
Mr. DeMarco.
Yes.
Mrs. Love.
Yes.
Mr. McMillan.
Yes.
Mrs. Rotundo.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Mr. Stotts.
Yes, except item 11.14 where I abstain.
Mr. Tavy.
Yes. All right, moving on to item 12, School Community Relations and Policy. We're going to kick it off with 12.01, Collingswood updates with Mr. McMillan.
Good evening. We have not met since July, but we did have a retreat on August 4th. We're meeting for committee tomorrow, and then 2 weeks we're meeting for a board meeting. During the retreat that we had, we discussed issues, resolutions, and goals, which focused on culture and climate, setting academic goals, and bettering communication within staff, student, and community. So that's about all I got.
Moving on to 12.02, our PTA liaison report. Ms. Rotundo.
Thank you. They had the PTA met for an executive board meeting on August 6th. Donna Gribach mentioned this, I think, when I did the June update, is the new president, and Lila Andahar is continuing to help Donna transition into the role. The first general meeting date is not set yet, but as soon as they do so, they plan on doing it this week. They will get that out to the public. There's a Spirit Wear t-shirt sale that's going on, and that'll continue through September 19th. The PTA page has ordering information, so if anyone wants to do so, they can go to the PTA page, as well as Oakland Family News, or they can contact the Oakland PTA via their Gmail, oaklandpta@gmail.com. And then when the kids start, they will also receive paper flyers in their folders. Then they're kicking off their first ice cream social on September 26th, 6:30 behind the school, and they'll sell various options for $1 each. It's really a nice way to, mingle at the beginning of the school year. They want to invite all of us to be guests at the ice cream social, so stop by if you can do so. And then they will discuss more that I can share at our next meeting at their first membership meeting of the year. So more to come on that.
Thank you. 12.03 is OMASAC. I don't have any updates this month, but I will circle back to Adam Scher for our next board meeting and find out what's new with OMASAC for the upcoming school year. And lastly, 12.04, our Oakland Ed Foundation. Mr. Schaefer, any updates?
No updates for the summer months. Hope to have one for you in September.
Right. And Item 12.05, we have several policies up for first reading. Just looking at my notes here, policy 1570, in particular, was something we discussed during committee, pertains to internal controls. One change that has been added is to address that all third-party contracts involving student, staff, or parent personally identifiable information must include a signed data agreement unless the vendor does not store or process that data. So that was a big point of conversation, but everything else on there was in order. Do we have a motion to approve item 12.05?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any comments or questions? All right, roll call.
Mr. DeMarco?
Yes.
Mrs. Love?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan?
Yes.
Mrs. Rotundo?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Mr. Stotts?
Abstain.
Mr. Tavy?
Yes. Moving on to item 13, under miscellaneous, we have our HIB report.
June.
Yes, from June. All right, do we have a motion to approve item 13.01?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? On a roll call.
Mr. DeMarco?
Yes.
Mrs. Love?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan?
Yes.
Mrs. Rotundo?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Mr. Stotts?
Yes.
Mr. Tavy?
Yes. Moving on to item 14 is our second public comment section for the evening. Participants are reminded to please stand, state your name and address, and keep comments to 5 minutes or less. This public comment section is for any items. However, the public's reminded that attempts to resolve any concerns should go through the appropriate staff members or administrators. Any public comment? All right, hearing none, we will move on to item 15. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Good night.